Whistling Dixie Lad 31, Liberty Jane 9 and 81 Natural Treasure. Coming forward into the gates. Moving up here, now here's Almazan. About to come forward, Whistling Dixie Lad is in line. Now Charlie's Dust is about to get ready. Send a Memo to come forward into its position as well, and Mr. Marbellouz is about to come up into its spot. Liberty Jane moving around behind the back of the gates. Squeak's Boy moves around with flashy looking the Showman. And also Money Talk moving around behind the back of the gates with Hugh Stard to come forward as well. Unfortunately, looks like we're going to have to contend with some pig races going on in the background here. My apologies. I know that you can hear that in the background to our Sky relays. All right, Almazan's in. So Almazan's in line. Natural Treasure has the white cap on. Whistling Dixie Lad goes up, and here's Mr. Marbellouz going forward into its position. So Mr. Marbellouz goes in. Liberty Jane to get set. Charlie's Dust to come forward. And send a Memo to load up with the Showman to get ready. So here's Charlie's Dust about to come forward into its spot. So Charlie's Dust coming up. So Charlie's Dust goes forward. Here's Liberty Jane getting ready. The Showman's about to get ready. Send a Memo to come up. Now here's Squeak's Boy about to get set. Hugh Stard to load up, and Money Talk to get ready. There's the Showman coming forward into its spot. So the Showman 220 to 270. Money Talk 420 to 4. Charlie's Dust at 6s. And Liberty Jane spec 10s into $9 back to 10. So the Showman 270, easing favourite, best backed here. Money Talk 420 to 440, back into 390. So last couple coming forward into their positions. Hugh Stard to load up and send a Memo to come forward. Almazan stands well. Whistling Dixie Lad is in. Charlie's Dust is in. Hugh Stard goes up. And send a Memo goes forward. So we're just about ready to go. The Showman is our favourite. We're running 1,000 metres for the third event. Ready to go. Red lights are switched on and the stalls are back and they're racing. Almazan down towards the inside, broke the line running, and the Showman was quickest away as well. And going forward fast out of the gates was Mr. Marbellouz to take up the front running role. Liberty Jane will settle down nice and handy after 200 metres, and they're being followed then by an about fourth spot. Next was Whistling Dixie Lad. Then came towards the inside was Natural Treasure. Send a Memos with those runners, and Charlie's Dust is on the outside. The Showman got back after a smart beginning. Squeak's Boys whizzing around the outside, followed then by Money Talk, who's back rearward, and Hugh Stard is back last of all. At the approach to the home turn here at the 350, it's now Mr. Marbellouz who took off in front and raced away by about 3 lengths over Liberty Jane, followed then by Charlie's Dust on the outside. The Showman is just in behind those, only labouring for the moment, but it's Mr. Marbellouz in front, coming down past the 150. It booted right away, edged away by about 6 or 8, and home it goes. Mr. Marbellouz for the cash will beat home Charlie's Dust, Liberty Jane the Showman, followed then by at the head of the rest Whistling Dixie Lad, and they're followed by Money Talk. Further back was Almazan, and then came at the head of the rest there as well was Send a Memo, Liberty Jane, followed by Hugh Stard, and Natural Treasure was the last runner in and around 59.76. Well, that absolutely won in a cakewalk. Mr. Marbellouz on debut. I love Conquers all out of Marbled. Boapo for Kevin Kemp, who prepares locally. Number 4. Edged right away when they straightened up for the run of the judge. Kicked about 6 or 8 in front. My apologies to relays with the background noise in that race. Couldn't do too much about it. But Mr. Marbellouz proving too good for them. Number 4 will beat the 3 and the 11. So 4, 3 and 11. And number 2, the Showman. But Mr. Marbellouz, the winner of the race, on debut, 3-year-old Bayor Brown Gelding. It was owned by Mrs. R.C. Feldsow along with Mrs. J.M. Horgan, R.D. Tappenden, Mrs. A.E. Tappenden, Mrs. M.A. Bailey, G.P. Davis along with Mrs. M.P. Taffs along with Mrs.